What would you guys like to talk about today? Do you speak Pashto? No, I am not a Pathan, so I don't speak Pashto, but I will do this in English. I will do this in English. I hope you guys don't mind. Um, what highlighter are you using? I do not use a highlighter on my face. So whatever you see is what you get. I don't use highlighter during daytime because it looks too much. Hey Bushra. Hey Zubilicious. So let's talk about dry patches on the skin. So Sunira Makeup Studio is what did you apply to your eyelashes? I applied mascara on my eyelashes. So should we talk about hair or should we talk about dry skin? Salam everyone who's joining in. Hello to all of you. Tell me what would you guys want to talk about today? Should we talk about dry skin or should we talk about hair care or about anti-aging in general? Dry skin, itchy scalp, dry skin, hair, dry skin, dry skin, dry skin. Okay, all of you are asking me for dry skin. You guys don't really know me, do you? You know my opinion about dry versus oily skin? Dry skin, dry skin. Okay. So you know what? Dry skin, then it is. Give me one last vote. I'm gonna wait for one last time before I start on dry skin. Tell me, hi Saru, how are you? If I get more votes for dry skin, then dry skin it is. And if I get more votes for hair care it is. Craft, I'm sorry, I'm not getting enough votes for anti-aging, so that is not a topic I'm gonna start right now. But dry skin, itchy scalp, dry skin, itchy scalp, मेरी शादी हो गई जाएगी. Wait, sweetie, patience, patience. Wait, sweetie, patience, 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 my love. Dry skin, dry skin, dry skin, dry skin. Okay. Okay, guys, dry skin it is. And we're gonna start now. So, all of you who suffer from dry skin or people who have ever asked me about to solve their dry skin issues, you guys know one thing that I do not believe in the three categories for skincare. That is the dry skin category, the oily skin, and the combination skin. I do not think that skin is such a simple topic. So, but that said, I do understand when you say dry skin, what do you mean? And when you say normal skin, what do you mean? So I do understand what that means. And I am going to um, uh, about dry skin is that dry skin has a lot to do with your age. Why does dry skin have a lot to do with your age? Can anybody tell me here in comments? Can you guys tell me what does dry skin have to do with your age? Your makeup is on point today. Thank you. So, what does dry skin have to do with your age, guys? So, hi Shabina. So, the connection between dry skin and age is that people get drier as they age. So, even if you were an oily skin to begin with, as you go through life, you will find that as you are growing older and older, your skin will become drier and drier. And what is the reason for that? The reason behind your skin getting dry is because your hormonal levels start dropping. So your estrogen and progesterone levels go down as you are aging. So, and especially this happens for women at the time of menopause, and for men, it does not happen until very, very late. So, men can call themselves lucky or unlucky in this regard, depending on their perspective, but they will have a harder time. So, now let's talk about the mechanics of dry skin. So let's see if we can connect again. Okay, we are connected back again. Let me talk about the mechanics of dry skin. So what are the mechanics of dry skin? Dry skin can be due to your genetics. Dry skin can be due to hormonal issues. Dry skin can be because you have used such remedies on your face that that your skin has, the barrier of your skin is broken. And when you have a broken or compromised skin barrier, then you start getting dry skin. And the biggest problem with dry skin is that it becomes patchy, it has wrinkles on it. So what does a wrinkle and patchy skin mean? It means basically that when you will apply makeup, it will look super bad on your skin. When you are going to, not prep your skin, your makeup will always look horrible. Wrinkles become a lot more prominent if your skin is dry rather than when it's oily. So, also, the oil or the sebum has antioxidants naturally. So, naturally, sebum or oily skin has more capability of saving itself from aging as compared to a dry skin. So there are all reasons for you that if you have a dry skin, you combat it, you face it, and you make sure that your skin does not stay dry. So the very first thing that you need to realize is that there is nothing to worry about. It is very easy to cure a dry skin. There are many cures. All you have to do is be diligent, take care of your diet, take care of your skincare, and your dry skin will start improving if you follow the tips I give you. However, I will reiterate one point which I always tell everyone, that in my opinion, skin is not just three types. It's not just dry, combination, or oily. I think skin has more than 32 types with 64 modalities, and that is to say the very, very least. And there are many factors that come into play, which include your Fitzpatrick scale, which includes your genetic factors as well. So all of them, yeah, they all come into play. But that's something I wanted to put out there before I go forward and I talk more and more about it. So, okay. So thank you to all of you who are joining in. I can see your comments. I'm just not gonna break my stride so that not everybody, you do not get disturbed. But thank you to everyone who is joining in. Lots of love, peace, and good skin prayers for you guys. So if you have dry skin, the first remedy for dry skin is that you need to understand that you need to throw away your towel. You do not need the towel. What you need is a sandwich. Now, don't go and start eating a sandwich. I'm not talking about a bread sandwich. Nobody needs a bread sandwich, but a moisture sandwich. Now, what is a moisture sandwich? Moisture sandwich basically means that you are going to moisturize your skin. And how are you going to moisturize your skin? By throwing away your towel. Whether you've taken a bath or you've just washed your face, you are not going to dry your face. You are not going to dry your body, because you are going to apply your moisturizer, whether it is a body moisturizer or a face moisturizer, directly on your face, directly on your skin, because what we call moisturizer is basically an emollient, and it cannot penetrate your skin. So you need to trap the water which is already on your skin, and you do not let your skin get dry if you want your dry skin to be treated. So throw away the towel, pick up a moisturizer, and on soaking wet face, soaking wet body, start applying a good moisturizer and apply a thin layer. Now, do not apply a thick layer of a moisturizer. Always apply a super thin layer of moisturizer. Can any of you tell me in comments section, why is that? Why do you need to apply a thin layer of moisturizer and not a thick layer of moisturizer? Okay. I will be recommending moisturizers as I go along, but for now, let me just go forward and tell you that the reason why you need a thin layer of moisturizer and not a thick layer is because moisturizer only interacts with your skin, the one which is next to your skin, and anything that you're putting on top is extra, and that will not be absorbed in your skin. It will be removed or wiped or rubbed off eventually. So if you have bought an expensive moisturizer, which by the way you shouldn't, because there is usually nothing in an expensive moisturizer to warrant buying it, all that you need to do is to put a thin layer of moisturizer. And the key to moisturizing your skin is not the quantity, but the frequency. Not the quantity, but the frequency. You need to apply uh, the moisturizer again. and again and again. So every time you wash your face, like let's say if you wash your face 3 times a day, or if you do wuzu or ablution 3 times a day, 4 times a day, I want you to apply your moisturizer again every time. Then there's a very common question people ask me, and you can email me or DM me and book your customized skincare regimes if you like. So they say that Sabine, you gave us a skincare regime, but in that skincare regime, I applied vitamin C in the morning, but I washed my face in the afternoon. So what do I do now? So what I tell them is that if you have used an antioxidant, it has a reservoir effect. So what is going to happen is that it is going to go in the middle layer of your skin, and it will still keep working and will still keep, giving nutrients to your skin. But a moisturizer, once you wash it off, it is washed off. A sunscreen, once it is washed off, it is washed off. So you are going to reapply your moisturizer again and again, as many times as you need to if you are a dry skin. And trust me, that one step is going to change your life. You are going to write me love letters from wherever you are. You're going to send me flying kisses after this. But, and you're welcome. You heard it from me. So, this is the most important tip. Now, the next question comes, how to choose a good moisturizer. Now, how to choose a good moisturizer is a very, very interesting thing, because some people think Vaseline is a good moisturizer. Some people think Estee Lauder night cream is a good moisturizer. Some people think that Clarins day cream is a good moisturizer. Some people like the Kiehl's avocado eye cream. So everybody has a definition of moisturizer, but that is not how we as skin care specialists define moisturizers. We define them as humectants, we define them as occlusives, we define them as emollients, and each of these categories its own time and its own place uh, in the skincare world. So, how do you know which one is right for you? If you want more details about it, that's a completely different topic. And that's something I usually cover in my class. But what I can tell you is are some good examples of moisturizer. Make sure your moisturizer does not have alcohol. Make sure your moisturizer has some form of ceramides in it. Ceramides are building blocks. They're like cements which build together the bricks of your skin. So they cement together anything that is broken on your skin, and they're excellent, and they give you an instant plumping effect as well. Do not buy moisturizers which have hyaluronic acid. So right now the biggest trend that companies have hopped on to is knowing that people have understood what hyaluronic acid is. Try not to buy creams which have hyaluronic acid. Try to buy hyaluronic acid separately, and make sure that the hyaluronic acid that you're buying has both low molecular structure and high molecular structure, because both have their own place in your skincare regime. So do not buy one which only has a high molecular structure, and do not buy one which only has a low molecular structure, but try to get something which is a good combination of both. And one of the prime examples I can think of is the NIOD company's MMHC, which is the multimolecular hyaluronic complex, because it has multiple molecular weights of hyaluronic acid, which will ensure enhanced absorption. So, one more thing for dry skin is you need to be very, very careful when you start using retinol. Make sure that you are in expert care. Do not start using that on your own. Okay, what are some other questions about moisturizer? You can send me questions about moisturizers and I will start answering them. Please make sure that you put them down properly and mention the country that you're writing from, because sometimes I need to know your origin to answer you properly. So, Nurjahan is asking, Sabine, for combination skin, NARS Sheer or Luminous? Luminous, NARS Luminous Glow. What about ordinary hyaluronic acid? Ordinary hyaluronic acid is not a bad hyaluronic acid, but it is not the best hyaluronic acid in market as well, but it's not a bad hyaluronic acid. Coconut oil. Coconut oil is one thing that should never be applied to your face. It's an absolute, complete, utter no. Please do not use coconut oil on your face. That is a recipe for disaster. I became a fan as soon as I saw your Mariam Pervez review. She's overrated. White hair obsession is true. Thank you so much for your love. Please example of moisturizer with ceramides. So a good moisturizer with ceramides would be CeraVe. CeraVe is a good moisturizer and you can use their PM version which is better than their AM version. What about L'Oreal Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer? Although it is not a bad moisturizer, it is not one of the best moisturizers. And as I've said before, I prefer not to have the hyaluronic acid in the cream. So try to get something which is without hyaluronic acid and try to buy hyaluronic acid separately so that you can layer the hyaluronic acid first, because remember, hyaluronic acid is a humectant, so it is going to pull moisture, and if it is on top of your skin, it's going to pull moisture out of your skin as well. So try to make sure you put hyaluronic acid and then you cover hyaluronic acid with a thin layer of moisturizer so that it's trapped within your skin layer. So that is the way I prefer it. What about Cetaphil moisturizer? Cetaphil is one of my favorite moisturizers. Guys, I highly, highly recommend that. CeraVe comes with hyaluronic acid and niacinamide and ceramides. Yes, Latika Saxena, it does, but it is not very high in hyaluronic acid. Please recommend some sprays or mists to use before moisturizer. Aisha Khalid, if you can just put distilled water on your face, that is a great addition. Or you can use the Nayod company super oxide dimestase saccharide SSDS. That is an amazing spray to put on your face before you moisturize your face. But the real thing is to trap some sort of water or moisturizer in your skin before you move forward. What's the next question, guys? Ordinary vitamin C. So, Fatima Aftab, I'm trying to answer more about moisturizers instead of vitamin C today. You are wearing black. Yes, I am wearing black. Thank you for noticing that. Moisturizer for oily skin. Fakia, that's a very good question. A moisturizer for oily skin should preferably not be oil based. Although I am not scared of using oil on oily skin, I do think that it's not a huge issue. But a good moisturizer for oily skin should ideally be water based. So get something like Tatcha makes an amazing water cream. I love it. And there are many water based formulas in the market as well, which are very, very good. So any of those can do. Please recommend Neutrogena water gel. So Neutrogena water is not bad. It's and Neutrogena Hydro Boost is not bad, but they're not my first orders of preference, first line of defense against dry skin. Let's just put it this way, that that's not what I would prescribe. That's not what I would prescribe to, a client for a regime. Okay, what's the next question? If we wear sunscreen, is it important to put on moisturizer? Doesn't the sunscreen also act as a moisturizer? Aisha, that depends a lot on your skin type. It depends on your needs. So if you are an oily skin type or a combination skin type and you do not need that much moisturizer in your life, then you can get away with just using sunscreen again and not using a moisturizer. But if you have dry skin, patchy skin, scaly skin, then I absolutely recommend that every time before you reapply your sunscreen, you also think of reapplying your moisturizer. So a lot of you are asking about the blush that I'm using. The blush is NYX Cream Blush in the color Tea Rose. Next question. How is Timeless Hyaluronic Acid? That is not a bad hyaluronic acid. I actually prefer it over the ordinary company's hyaluronic acid. Please tell me about Janssen facial. What do you think? I think the right question to ask me is what do you think about facials? Because as you guys know, I do not think facials are necessary for every skin type. I think that is something that is essential only for certain skin types. So I would recommend that you only get facial for targeted reasons and do not consider that an end all or be all to your skincare, but to keep doing your skincare regularly without thinking that your facial has taken care of everything and that you don't need to do anything anymore. What SPF brand do you prefer for face? I prefer a lot of SPF brands. My whole life revolves around sunscreen. And if you go on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my blog, you will see lots and lots of example of sunscreen. Just go on Instagram. I've done a complete post on sunscreens for dry skin, oily skin. So you can go and take a look at that. I want you to save today's live. Once I posted on IGTV, I wanted to request you to save this live. The thing is that I am trying to understand why is, like about the engagement. And this is an experiment I want to do. So, for everyone who's watching me live today, if you could please save my live and write in comment section saved, I would appreciate that. I love giving you guys advice and I love giving you information, and just consider this as a small payback. I want you guys to save this live today once I post it on IGTV. Drugstore tinted sunscreen. A good drugstore tinted sunscreen, in my opinion, would be Uriage mineral sunscreen. That's a very good one. And you can find it easily even in Middle East and Dubai, Kuwait, Bahrain, and not. Okay, what's the next question? I'm all Sharmeen is so Sadia is saying eczema, please. Sadia, eczema is a completely different topic, and I would like to give it a lot of time and attention and to make sure that I eczema today, just dry skin, because eczema has a lot to do with your nutrition and with